What's going on, everybody? Doc, Average Gamer guys, back yet again. Some more Rocket League action. Today's video, one that's been a little while coming. I was waiting to see and waiting to hear some more information about cross-platform progression and cross-platform trading. We finally got a new update yesterday evening, so we're going to jump in that tonight, today, whatever time you're watching this, and we're going to go over it. So bear with me. We're going to go over the details. We're going to talk about the post. I'm going to give you a little bit of my impressions from this, as well as some just general thoughts that I'm thinking about as we dive into this, as well as some questions I think we still need to have answered. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it and swap over to the post. So taking a look here. So first things first, everybody heard, if you have not heard up to this point, please understand that cross-platform is coming. Okay, cross-platform is already in the game, but basically what's happening is they are creating an Epic Games account, and you're going to get cross-platform progression on any platform that you play on. So a lot of players probably play on Xbox or PS4. There's a small community that plays on Nintendo Switch. And basically, it's always in the past been that discussion about wanting to go up to PC, right? Better frames, just generally the game. I'm not going to say it runs better, but the PC, I think, for a lot of people has always looked at as the final step, right? That's where all the pro players play. And so a Steam account or a PC account, because it's no longer going to be Steam, is kind of the step up for a lot of folks. So specifically from a trading perspective, a lot of people start on their platform, get into trading, and then if you see they continue to enjoy that part of the game, a lot of people will sell their inventories off, trade their inventories off, and then try to trade that stuff up to that new platform. So cross-platform progression is really cool. It's coming later this month. I said this month, but later this summer. Anticipate maybe it'll come around the September timeframe. We're not really sure. They don't give us a date for that. However, with all that being said, cross-platform progression is pretty cool. What it basically means is that if you play on Xbox or you play on PS4, you're going to be able to go and jump onto your PC at any time as long as you've linked your account, and the progress that you've made on that other system is going to carry over. In addition to that, your inventory is going to carry over as well, which is actually pretty cool, right? This is the next step for a lot of games. This is really big for this game, actually, because there's not a lot of games on major platforms that support this type of feature. So this is a huge step for Rocket League. I think really cool. But the big question that's come out, especially from the community that we've built here on the channel, has been about trading, okay? So the game is also going free to play. So this is a great opportunity. I think this is going to bring in an influx of people. I've seen some conversations, had some conversations with some folks, and obviously there's a concern that it becoming free to play is going to be like this free-for-all of toxicity. I actually don't think so, right? Especially if you're a competitive player and you've had some time under you. This is not a game you can pick up and instantly get good at. If you've played this game for more than a couple of minutes, you know it takes hours and hours and hours of time and practice to even get up to the gold or the platinum ranks of this game, right? So I think that's an interesting thing. Keep that in the back of your mind when you hear free to play. I think it's just going to bring people into the game. It's going to revitalize it a little bit, and just new player base, right? If it's free to play, people are going to be willing to pick it up, and that's pretty cool. So let's talk through this now that I've kind of covered some of those upfront details, and sorry if you weren't up to date, but I didn't actually cover the last post because I'll be honest with everybody, I didn't want to. I thought about it. I thought about doing a crate opening and talking about what we sort of knew at the time, but I'm not someone out there that wants to put out bad information, and I'm not saying anybody else did, but I think you have to take what you're hearing with a grain of salt. I read exactly into what is listed here, right? Beyond what's posted on Reddit or the devs comment on and actually confirm or deny, everything else is speculation. Rocket League, Psyonix, Epic have always kept this stuff close to heart, right? They have not revealed a lot of this. This is probably one of the biggest gripes about this game is they don't give a very clear path, right? And they don't answer all of the questions always. They leave a lot up until it actually releases. So if you watch anything that talked about cross-platform trading or this or that, or people thought it was going to be this, I'm just telling you, that is just pure speculation, right? They may have some inroads a little bit, but I'm telling you, I've been around this game long enough to know that was a lot of conjecture. Just going to throw that out there. But this is what we have right now, and I do have some questions. So let's roll into this post. Here's how it looks like. All right, you got to link your account. So this is just a basic, this is not a final design. All right, this is illustration only, but basically you're going to log in, create an Epic Games account. You'll link each of the different PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, Steam, and then Epic, right? So you'll make this one, and then you'll put all these other in. Basically, from that point, you're going to pick a specific primary platform. So for me, it would be Xbox, right? I do have a Steam one. But my highest rank, all my stuff is on my Xbox account. So I'd log in here, make that my primary platform, and then obviously I'm going to have an Epic Games one and a Steam account as well, right? So you're going to do that, and then at that point, once everything is linked, it's going to pull your highest progression, your highest rank, and then you're going to work off of it from there. That's basically all this part says, and if you do that, you get these cool Chopper EG wheels, which I believe are these, which they're cool, I guess. I'll let you guys decide. Here's the big stuff. Here's the big stuff for at least for my community. Your inventory from every platform in one place. This is actually pretty cool. So it's creating a shared inventory across the different players and across the different platform progression. So again, when they talk about cross-platform progression, they're talking about rank for all of the different ranked modes. They're talking about your Rocket Pass, your progression. You could go and get 5 Rocket Pass 2, a Rocket Pass 7, or whatever we're going to be on. You can go get 5 ranks on your Xbox with your boys. Then you can jump onto your Epic Games account, do some ones over there, and you can continue that progress over there. And it all carries over, which is pretty cool. So again, each platform you link your Epic Games account shares its inventory with other connected platforms, with a few key exceptions. So there are rules here. Everybody needs to pay attention, right? Again, so if you, for example, if you complete Rocket Pass 2 on your PC, but also play on other platforms, you can use those Rocket Pass 2 items everywhere. And here's a list of what's going to be shared. So all earned free drops, common items, event items. So this is anything that you picked up from any of the events. This is anything that you picked up from just after matches, all that kind of stuff, okay? All of it going to be able to share across here because, again, here's the nice thing. All this stuff is the same for everybody. All your season rewards and titles. So this is actually really cool. I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this. If you've been around this game since the very beginning, you losing these was always one of the kind of little jabs that you got if you wanted to change platforms. Now you don't have to worry about it. You're going to be able to keep them all. Really, really cool. All your Rocket Pass items. That goes without saying. All of your item shop purchases, so the new Epic Games shop in-game store, all that stuff that you've picked up, that you've purchased, fully transferable. You're going to be using them on any account. That's really cool. Blueprints and items from Blueprints. Also pretty cool, right? So again, all of your blueprints, everything that you've gotten from Blueprints, basically the crate conversion, is all going to be shared across from your different platforms. Again, we're not talking about trading yet. We're talking about using these items. So that's important, right? So shared inventory. And then all Rocket League branded DLC included in the Legacy Pack. So here's a couple of things not shared. Platform exclusive items. No Sweet Tooth for us Xbox players. No Hog Sticker for you PlayStation players. Mario Luigi for you, for everybody else. Samus's Gunship. So all that stuff not coming over. Unfortunately, the Batman and DC Superheroes pack is not going to be transferable, and any premium DLC packs, again, so this is showroom stuff. Back to the Future, Jurassic World, which is one that I have, is really cool. The Superheroes, again, is one that is really cool. I actually have the Fast and Furious and the Ghostbusters. Well, I have a lot of these. So all those, unfortunately, we're going to remain on your current platform, and they've talked about trying to transfer these over. You can use them on where you purchase them, but again, they're working on making the premium DLC. Here's what this is tied to, and this is important when we get to the trading part. If it was bought on your system, okay, if it was bought on your platform, bought on your Xbox or your PlayStation or your Steam account, there's money tied to that. There's a transaction tied to that with your respective platform that you're on, which is the thing that I think is clogging this up and is going to clog some of this up, which we'll get to in a minute, so that's important. It's also important to notice your credits and esport token balances are not going to be transferred. Again, you purchase them on that system, all right? You purchase them from that respective store, whatever it ended up being. So this is really important, and this is why, again, Don't fall into the conjecture and some of the things you heard maybe from somewhere else until we got this stuff confirmed, because this is going to be a limiter for you traders out there, right? So if you have 1,000 credits or 10,000 credits on your respective account on Xbox, guess what? You're going to have to trade those on Xbox with other Xbox players, okay? Same thing for every other system. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I think this is a really important point. But again, they're working on the DLC packs. Hopefully they can figure out a way to do that, because that is some cool stuff that would be nice that you could be able to use on different platforms. Now the big part, and the last part of this post, player-to-player trading. So again, they talked about how the cross-platform progression means changes to player-to-player trading. Couple of things. They're talking about reduce of risk of fraud. All right. Any purchased items can only be traded on their platform of purchase. For example, if you build a blueprint with credits on PlayStation, you won't be able to trade that item on a linked Xbox or any other linked platform. It's only tradable on PlayStation. This is huge, okay? Here's the thing that we don't know about this, okay? This is the first question I have. This is talking specifically about blueprints, all right? We don't know at this point if that means that items that were crafted from crates before the blueprint conversion, if those are going to have to remain on that system or if they will be subsequently tradable, okay? It's the same thing. If you weren't around for crates, you'd spend $1, you'd get a key, you'd open the crate, okay? It's the same thing as you crafting a blueprint. You're spending money on that system for that currency. You're spending money on your system to craft an item, okay? In that case, you are unlocking a random item, but it's the same principle. Now, I have a feeling it's going to be stuck with blueprints. I think when they did the crate conversion, when they did all that stuff, they kind of maybe eliminated that. I don't know if they tagged those items in some way. There's probably a way that they can look for how they were created, but we have to be very careful here, right? So everybody's saying, oh yeah, you know, cross-platform trading. It is happening. There's a lot of items that are going to be incorporated with this, but there is still some limiting factors. This one being the biggest one. So if you've crafted anything, you can trade the blueprints. Here's the interesting thing. You can trade the actual blueprint because the blueprint was given to you for free, dropped after a game, or you traded for it, right, from somebody else. But if you made the item, you're not going to be able to trade it except with the platform that you're on. So I think this is going to, I'll save that. I'll save that comment until a little bit later, but this is a really important one, all right? And hopefully they find a way to designate, a system to designate to show you what's tradable where. Hopefully they come up with an UI for that, but we will see, all right? So that's the first very, very important one, all right? Your other tradable items can be traded regardless of which platform you acquired them on, but you can only initiate trades with players logged in the same platform as you. That goes without saying. So you're not going to be able to be on your Xbox and trade with somebody on PlayStation. You're going to have to both get on your Epic Games account or your Steam account or whatever the case ends up being. Or if you have Xbox and a PlayStation, that guy says, hey, I only have a PlayStation. Cool, you hop on your PlayStation, you trade for the item. You'll be good to go. So that is pretty cool. So this is neat. That is definitely cross-platform trading, but again, you have to do it platform to platform. And it feels like, this is just my opinion, it feels like, again, people are limited, right? So certain people are only going to have items on certain things. There are going to be people that have access to all three systems or all four systems. So we'll see what happens. This is really good for the Nintendo Switch players, honestly, because trading on Nintendo Switch wasn't great. So this is going to give them some options. So kudos to those guys. You guys got lucky probably in all this. All right, as an additional anti-fraud measure, if you pick this game up basically free to play, you have to buy 500 credits. This feels... I laughed at this one a little bit. Obviously, if you've played prior to when Rocket League was free to play, you do not have to meet this requirement. But if you pick this game up free to play, you're going to have to buy some credits to make sure that you're a real person. I guess. I don't know. But that's there. So be ready. If you're just picking this game up, be ready to spend 500 credits worth. They're excited to bring cross-platform progression to Rocket League, as well as some new features when that goes live later this summer. A lot of info to share as we approach for launch, okay? So I have to give a couple of my thoughts on this. One, we still don't know, okay? There's still a big question out there. We know that blueprints, crafted items, same platform. They're basically going to be trade locked to that platform. what happens with crate crafted items. RLCS drops, we know that stuff is going to be, I'm going to say, a free for all, right? Those are dropped for free. You're going to be able to trade for them. There's a lot of other stuff that's kind of in, I'm not going to say in a gray area, but there's a large volume of items out there that were crafted either from a crate or from a blueprint. We know the blueprint side, but what happens to the crate items? But anything that's dropped for free, this is the cool part. Your white octanes, your blue octanes, any of your non-crate very rare items, all of that stuff, because those drops basically were for free. Post-match, you're going to be able to trade. So definitely cross-platform trading is happening. But I have this feeling that it's going to be a subset of items, right? And when I say that, it's still probably going to be a ton of items. However, all those things being said, I think there's going to be some things that are locked behind your platform, and honestly, we got to wait to see. So if you want to ask my opinion, I got to cover this at the end. Items purchased from the esports shop, fan rewards, and RLCS attendee items will be accessible across linked platforms. However, you can access them, but as everybody knows, you can't trade RLCS attendee items. Fan rewards, I do believe you will be able to. Obviously, esports shop, you won't be able to trade. You've never been able to trade. That's another question that comes out. If you bought it in the item shop, it was not tradable before. It's not going to become tradable now. Just settle that. I think we covered that up here, right? No, we didn't. But anything that was not tradable before is not going to become tradable, right? So I saw this question, RLCS attendee items, if you have any pro wheels. Sorry, guys. That stuff is, you're going to be able to use it on any platform, but you're not going to be able to trade it. But the last thing I'll say before we wrap this up, because this is longer than I intended it to be. If you want my opinion, if you're sitting there with an inventory and you're hearing this information and people are freaking out and people are quick selling their items or telling you should quick sell your item, if you're really worried about it, just wait. Honestly, just wait. If you've got a massive inventory and you want to get rid of some stuff now because you're not sure, by all means, do what you're going to do with your inventory, right? However, I would tell you just be calm and relax. The same thing happened with the crate to blueprint conversion. The same thing happened with keys becoming tradable. The same thing happened with keys to credits. Here's what always happens. The market will adjust and figure itself out. This is going to be a big adjustment. If RLCS items and a whole bunch of stuff all of a sudden now becomes able to come into one pool, right? Some of that stuff, I'm not going to say it's going to lose its value, but some of it might be a little less rare now. And that's going to affect the price. However, what you have to understand is we still don't have all the information. We still don't exactly know 100% what's all going to be tradable and not tradable. And when it comes to something like that, just wait. We'll get some more information. What's going to happen is this update will drop at some point this quote-unquote summer, and then people will figure it out, and the market will adjust. People come, people will go, people will leave. This is your chance now to decide if you want to continue trading, if you want to take the risk of what's going to happen when this occurs. But like I've always said, if you're in this to try to make profit, it's probably a bad go from the get-go. If you just enjoy trading, guess what? You're going to enjoy trading just as much as you did before. You're going to have, honestly, more options now. And this could be really, really cool for you. So that's my opinion. Wait until we get more firm information. After the update happens, don't do anything for three weeks, right? And people are going to try to make moves, and just like people trade stocks in the real world, they're going to try to make the smart buys, right? And the one or two people are out there are going to say, oh, I made this, and this is how cool. Honestly, you might have got lucky, or maybe you're a magician. I don't know. But honestly, just wait. Just wait. Wait to see what happens. Wait to get some more information. Let's see what happens when this update drops, and go from there, right? Is some of your items going to lose value? They very well may. Some of your items might go up in value. The interesting thing is now a lot more people are going to have access to these items, right? There's going to be a lot more supply. There may also be a ton more demand. We really don't know. We've never seen this before. And again, it's the same thing. I've been through so many of these, and here's what always happens. They announce something like this, then they put out some info like this, people freak out. Big time traders, a bunch of people leave, say, I'm super glad I sold my inventory, right? And then the update happens, the change happens. It takes a couple of weeks, the market adjusts, and guess what happens? Things fall into place where they should. Some people win, some people lose. Most of the stuff kind of cuts even, and we figure it out, right? So, a lot to figure out here. That's my opinion. Hopefully, you guys found this info helpful. We'll definitely be covering this as we get closer, definitely with a specific date as we hear more. And I'm excited about the other features. They talked about this being a really big update. I think it's they've said it's going to be more than just cross-platform, right? And there's a ton of work that goes behind that. But I'm excited to see what else they're going to bring to Rocket League, even just from a UI perspective and all that other stuff. So super excited. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. In addition to that, I know we haven't been great with the YouTube stuff, but stay tuned to the channel. We'll definitely be covering the news. Probably try to get back to some crate openings here in the short term as well. And beyond that, if you're interested, come swing by. Links in the description. Come pop into our Twitch every once in a while. Say hi. We can definitely chat about this and the other games that you're playing too, because we're trying to have some diversity and just enjoying a lot of different things right now. So I've been Doc, Average Gamer, guys. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Leave that comment, subscribe if you have not already. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.